Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm here with John Warner. He's the author of the book, The Writer's Practice. It is what we base the prompts for Ignite. It'd be great if you got to kind of hear from John for a little bit as he sets up the class for us. So, hey, John, thanks for coming.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good. First thing I wanted to ask you is how this book came about. And also, you say in your book a lot that you think that everyone is a writer. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so this book came about because I've been teaching college writing for many years, 20 to be exact. And I began to be distressed by how my students felt about writing, not their writing skill, but more like how they viewed writing as kind of boring and rote and just jumping through the hoops their teachers gave them. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted writing to be more like what I experience as a writer and what I spend my time doing as a writer, which is thinking. Like, to me, writing is thinking, and I want people to be doing that as they write. So when I say everybody is a writer, it's because everybody thinks. Everybody looks at the world, everybody has thoughts about the world, everybody's trying to make sense of the world. And for me, the way I experience the world, the best way to do that is to write, because it helps me do that. So I wanted to create these experiences that help developing writers, younger writers, have the kinds of experiences that allow them to develop the thinking that's going to help them, not just in school, but out of school, anywhere else.
Cool. You know, you talked a bit about the experiences in your answer. What do you think is an important thing to get out of these experiences? I know each one has a really detailed sort of process to follow. And obviously, students aren't going to become great writers in a week or in even a semester. It takes a long time. What do you hope that in a short period of time people can get out of trying out these experiences and following the process?
So the biggest thing to remember at the start is there is no final finish line for writers. As a writer, you are always improving. You're always getting better. And it's a matter of practice. That's why I called the book The Writer's Practice. You practice your writing practice. The goal through doing the experiences is to get more mindful of your own practice, to understand how you are as a writer, your writing process, how you think about things when you're trying to solve a particular writing problem, and then to use each previous experience to inform the next one. So it's like if you do one and it went okay, or it didn't go okay, or it went really great, you just think about it, you reflect on it and say, this is what I did this time, this is what worked, this is what I learned, this is what I can apply next time. And over time, you build this sort of toolbox where you realize like, ooh, I've done this before, I can go tug this thing out of the box and I'm going to apply it here. So it's really a matter of not like each assignment is an individual thing, it's all one whole where each experience helps build with every other experience. It allows you to go back and repeat an experience and continue the learning as well. It's not like, oh, because we did that, we don't have to ever do it again. Writing doesn't work that way. You know, I'm writing all the time and I'm repeating the type of thing I do week after week after week.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for talking about the process. The first experience that students we have doing this workshop is the who are you as a writer. They're about to start on that. So how would you describe this writer's experience and what do you want students to do when they take on this who are you exercise?
Yeah, so this is the thing I would do in my college classes. It's the very first thing I would ask students to do, and it's where I discovered how much they were disliking writing, where they would spend a lot of time writing about how their grades or that they didn't like it or this sort of stuff. And really what I think we want to examine is, where are you in your writing? Like, how do you relate to writing as something you do? How do you relate to the occasions in which you write? Are there different writers inside of you? Are you a different writer in school versus outside of school? And it's really to spend time thinking about yourself as a writer. Everybody is a writer. If you write, you are a writer. You don't have to publish, you don't have to be paid. It's just if you put words onto the page, if you chisel them into a stone tablet, if you skywrite them, whatever, if you do that, you're a writer. And so the first experience is really about just taking a minute, pausing and saying, if I'm a writer, what kind of writer am I? What concerns do I have? What moves me? And maybe the opposite. What don't I like about writing? Because over time, you're going to want to see how you change as a writer.
Great. Well, John, thanks a lot for hopping on this call. And I know the kids are going to enjoy your experiences, and we'll learn a lot from it. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, have fun.